right, Paul.
Hello, Paul. It's good to see you. This is the new GT9000. It's just arrived an hour or two ago. Just been running through one or two different things.
It looks lovely.
I'm really thrilled with it. They've really gone to town on the finish. We've got a real wood veneer. It's really beautiful the way it's all set out. We've got a really delightful sculptured finish all the way down the edges, look. They've really done a super job. Even the trim at the bottom is beautifully finished. This is lovely across the top here, the way it's all routed and cut out. It's a really big music rest.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, lots of people have been asking for that, and it's a really good size to get all the music on. We've got the wooden roll top, big space for the music. It's really great. Do you want to hear one or two things on it?
I'd love to, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to run through some of the new styles for you, because there's some great new styles, over 50 different styles to the previous product. Lots of the old styles are still there, and some of them are backed up in the user section, so we've got more styles altogether. I'm also going to use the automatic setup. Right. You know what that does, sets the whole instrument up as before. And we've got a super new saxophone sample on this one as well.
Superb.
It's nice, and the accordion lovely on the introduction.
Have we got a jazz waltz this time?
We have. We've also got a new feature in it, manual balance, where we can balance up the two keyboards.
Good.
So that we can move the keyboard's volume relative to one another with just a simple control. In the past, the individual sections have all had volume controls, and it often varies from house to house. As you know, you're going to one house and the left hand sounds a bit loud, or somebody plays just a little bit gently with the touch response and the left hand tends to overpower the right hand. Now, just at the touch of a simple button on the lower balance controls, we can turn the whole of the left hand sections down to a lower volume level, or we can turn them up if they're not loud enough. Once they're set, they stay at the new setting regardless of what other setups you use, so they can suit the individual person. Very simple to use. We have a programmable feature for that as well, where some of the sections cannot be affected by that, rather than all of them being affected. So it's really good. Let's go on to this jazz waltz, because I love this rhythm. It's a really jazzy rhythm. We've got a couple of good sounds, a new electric piano, and there's really a lovely little soprano sax on this as well.
Good.
I'm going to use the conductor buttons to change the sounds, because in each of the automatic setups, as you know, there's alternate sounds set in for the right hand in these conductor buttons, and they're colour-coded now, so it's easy to spot which is which. We've got electric piano there, and saxophone, and we've got a jazz guitar, and the white one is always a lovely organ sound. Much easier to spot when they were all the same colour. So let's have a go with this jazz waltz. We got new marches, and they're really super. This one is lovely. Previous Orla owners are going to be really familiar with this because it's exactly the same sort of operation system as we've had before. We've got the style banks with the different styles in, so we've got a 2/4 march, a 6/8 march, and this one, it's a new one, Scottish one. I love my Scottish music. It's a reel and it's really super. It's actually programmed by a bit of an English Sesamac, but I think we'll get away with it. There's some nice Scottish and Irish rhythms on here, so they're really good. And they're using the accordion samples, which we've always had. They've improved those as well. And in fact, on the other section, the automatic organ, we've got an accordion registration, because we've had so many people say, can you just register for accordion? Because there's
just
lots
an
of
accordion band.
Just accordion band. And it's in the combo section on the B8 button. It's called Tartan Band, and it's using a sample for the left hand that is specifically for left-hand accordion. It doesn't play all the notes because accordion has a limited number of reeds, and normally if you play accordion on an organ, it sounds wrong on the chords because it's not playing the notes that an accordion would play. Same with the bass, the reeds don't go all the way down. So here, if you go up the keyboard, it doesn't play all the notes. If you play chord inversions, it's always the same inversion. So it's always a good accordion. Same with the pedals, they go back on themselves because you can't. And it's really great. It's a great sound, isn't it lovely? Yeah. Let's go back to some of the styles because we've got some new ones in here. Theatre organ.
All right.
We've got a complete new theatre organ sound bank with 44 brand new theatre organ samples. They're all built into this Orchestra 1 section. Okay. Let's use a theatre style to start with, and then I'll show you how it works, because I know you love your theatre organ, and I think you're going to love this. That's lovely, isn't it? Now what we've got is 44 dedicated theatre samples. They come in on the Orchestra 1 section on the last 3 buttons, which are labelled up correctly for theatre organ. And if we use the user button here, we can go through them all, same as we've done with other sounds, selecting sounds previously. Just hold down the user button. We can come here to the tibias, tibia number 1, and just by going up and down with the screen button, we can go through all of these theatre samples. They start off with just tibia samples, tibia ensembles that are ready mixed for us. We have full tibia samples, theatre organ samples. If we go through a lot of them, we've got vox and tibias mixed. We've got accompaniment samples that go onto the left hand and the bass. We've got canuras. We've got post horns. We've got trumpets. They're all proper theatre organ samples, sampled by somebody in the UK from a well-known organ. Once you've selected the one you want, you just wait a few seconds, it's in the user section. There's 6 available at any time in that section, so you've always got lots of nice theatre organ ready to use. I'm really pleased with the samples. They're very clean, they're very authentic, And of course, in the automatic organ, we've got a complete set of theatre registrations using those new samples.
I'll have a go in a while.
Yeah, they're really lovely. You must have a go because, you know, they're super on the theatre organ. I'll carry on with the styles anyway, because otherwise we'll chat all day. The quick step